All right, this is a mini lesson on how to multiply mixed numbers. Well, anytime we deal with mixed numbers, almost the easiest thing to do is to turn them into improper fractions. So that's what we're going to do. So let's say if we have 3 divided by 4, and I want to multiply that by 7.5. Well, this time, I don't have to worry about having any common denominators because we're multiplying, so we can multiply the top and the bottom and the bottom. But on this mixed number, I don't have a numerator per se and a denominator per se. So I'm going to change it so I strictly have a numerator and the denominator without the whole number. So again, I'm going to multiply here, and then I'm going to add my numerator to that. So I'm going to have 3 over 4 times, and then I'm going to figure out what my mixed number is. 7 times 2 is 14. I add 1 to that, that's going to be 15. Remember, I keep my denominator. So my new fraction is 15 over 2. Then I'm going to go ahead and multiply. So I have top times top, bottom times bottom. 15 times 3 is 45. And 4 times 2 is 8. Remember, anytime you have an improper fraction, your problem is not simplified and you are not done. So you have to, in fact, change this improper fraction into a mixed number, and that's how you know that it's simplified. So I'm going to say, okay, how many times does 8 go into 45? Well, I know 8 goes into 45 5 times. How much of that is left over? It's 5, and then I keep my same denominator. And then I check and see, is there a factor between 5 and 8 that they share? No, so I know my whole answer is simplified. Let's do one more, just for some more practice. If I have 2/3, and I want to multiply that by 5 and 1/2. Again, I'm going to change my mixed number into an improper fraction. So remember, we have to multiply here, and then we have to add here. So now I will have 2/3 times 5 times 2 is 10 plus 1 is 11, and I keep my same denominator. Now I'm just going to multiply top times top, the bottom times the bottom. Numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. So 2 times 11 gives me 22 over 3 times 2, which gives me 6. Now I'm going to change this back into a mixed number because we are not finished. So I'm going to ask myself, how many times does 6 go into 22? Well, I know 6 goes into 22 3 times. How much is left over? Well, 4 is left over. Then I keep the same denominator. All right, now I have to look at this fraction to make sure it's simplified all the way. And I can see that it's not. The greatest common factor between 6, the greatest common factor between 6, 4, and 6 is 2. So I'm going to take 4 and divide that by 2, and 6 and divide that by 2. So now I have 3 and 2/3. And the way that I know this is simplified is if there's no more factors that my numerator and denominator share, and that is correct. So my answer is 3 and 2/3. And that's how you multiply improper fractions.